Okay, it's past 9 a.m. I'm going to call the meeting to order and start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I'm going to open the floor for nominations for 2021 board chair.
I'll make a motion to appoint BJ Hoffman.
I'll second it.
Any further nominations? Nominations have ceased. So roll call vote. Lance.
Aye.
Renee.
Aye.
BJ.
Aye.
Motion carried. I'm going to hand the meeting over to BJ Hoffman, our 2021 board chair.
Thanks. At this time, I would accept nominations for vice chair for the year 2021.
I'll make a motion to appoint Renee McClellan.
I'll second that. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next, I will ask for approval of today's agenda.
Make a motion to approve today's agenda.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next, I'll ask for approval of the minutes from December 30th, 2020.
I'll move to approve the minutes of 12/30/2020.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next, I have appointment of board members for county representation on the boards as presented in the meeting packet.
Mr. Chair, can I, instead of naming all of these off, can I just name the one change that I believe we're going to do?
Absolutely.
Heartland Risk Insurance Parole, you were the alternate, and I'd like to appoint Jolene Peters and keep everybody else the same.
Okay. I have a motion to keep the appointments the same as they were in 2020, with the exception of alternate for Heartland Risk Pool being Auditor Jolene Peters.
I will second it.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item I have is the 2021 attendance at Isac meetings policy. This is just a policy to allow for the elected officials to attend the Isac meetings in the year 2021, and that those expenses will be paid by the county.
I will make a motion to approve the policy for attendance at the Iowa State Association of Counties meetings by officials.
I will second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next item I have is to set the 2021 legal holidays that will be followed here at the courthouse and the county offices. Those would be Martin Luther King Day, January 18th, 2021, Memorial Day, May 31st, 2021, Independence Day holiday will be celebrated and observed July 5th, 2021, Labor Day, September 6th, 2021, Veterans Day, November 11th, 2021, Thanksgiving, November 25th and 26th, 2021, Christmas, December 23rd and 24th, 2021, and New Year's Day, December 31st, 2021.
I'll make a motion to approve the holidays for 2021.
I will second.
I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next is I have agenda item to name the following newspapers, the legal newspapers for 2021. The Iowa Falls Times Citizen, the Akron World Journal, and the Eldora Herald Ledger.
I will make a motion to approve as read.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next we have our list of appointments. The first would be the Hardin County Conservation Board.
This one's, we've had a few candidates. I'll give you my top two choices, I guess, or top three choices. Joe Bowman, Al Kenniger, and I don't see him on there. Stan Caldwell. You guys want to pick through those?
I know I had Stan Caldwell and Al Kenniger for sure too. I don't know Joe Bowman, so I'm open for discussion.
I had reviewed the application, and my top two were Joe Bowman and Stan Caldwell. I think we have a good list of candidates this year, and so I think the names mentioned will do a very good job. So I'm willing to, go along with the consensus here, and I think everybody has the best intention of the county conservation properties and staff and assets at heart. So
I'll make a motion for Joe Bowman.
I'll second it.
Okay, a motion and second, nomination of Joe Bowman to the Hardin County Conservation Board. Any discussion?
I'd encourage others to keep applying.
Right. Yes, I agree.
Okay. This is a 5-year term commencing January 1st, 2021. So hearing no more discussion, all in favor of Joe Bauman, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. The next item is the ex officio member to the County Conservation Board.
I'll make a motion for Al Golf.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Next, we have 2 openings on the Hardin County Board of Health.
We had 2 applicants for that.
Correct.
Brian Butler and Miley Carter, correct?
Correct.
I'll make that motion to appoint those 2.
And I'll second it.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to appoint Brianne Butler, registered nurse, and Miley Carter, critical care paramedic EMS service director for the Eldora EMS service to the Hardin County Board of Health. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next is we have the Mhdd Advisory Board. That's the local mental health advisory board.
Then send us an email on those. My email I was not able to get into my emails beyond yesterday.
Okay.
Did you guys get that by chance?
I know I did, but I don't have that with me.
I believe they're the same people.
Reappointing.
I believe so.
Yeah. So I didn't get an email from them. But Mary Nelson, Teresa Schultz, Allison Brennan, Jennifer Knott were the 4 people that currently serve.
And all of their terms are
Correct.
up. Okay, I would make a motion to reappoint those that are currently in position. Mary Nelson, Teresa Schulte, and Allison Brennan, and Jennifer Knott.
I will second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next is appointment to the zoning commission. There are 2 positions. I believe that with terms expiring, wish to serve again. Those were Trent Salver and Heidi Mitchell.
Heidi,
Yeah.
she accidentally was something. But her 10 years will be up partway through the term. I don't know how you guys want to handle that.
We can appoint, and she can fill the rest of the term. She has not met 10 yet.
Right, so she's like at 8 right now. 8 years.
Yep. So she should be able to fill another full term. Yeah.
I think that 5 years.
Yeah.
my question is, does she go by Young now or Mitchell?
I can't remember which one I was.
Maiden's Young.
So young.
Okay.
Sorry.
I just want to make sure we point correct.
I say it wrong to her all the time. She always has to correct me.
So I will go ahead and make a motion to approve Trent Stalzer and Heidi Young.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next we have is vacancy, and then for the zoning board, and Deb Crosser wished to continue to sit on the zoning adjustment board. One applicant was Jacob Bolson.
Okay, I'll make a motion to appoint Jacob Bolson to the adjustment board.
I'll second officer.
You want, okay, those together?
Sure.
Okay, and then to reappoint Deb Crosser.
I'll second.
Yeah, motion and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next is Board of Condemnation. Yes. We had one farmer to Ryan Lauterbach moved, and we had one property owner to replace Mr. Joe White, who is deceased. And those are the two that we needed to fill this position.
I have Chris Ranahan, who will serve as a property owner.
Okay.
That would leave us 2 vacancies out of all these appointments. Other than that, I would make a motion to approve as listed with the 3 changes that we talked about.
Okay.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next, we have the Pioneer Cemetery Commission. We had 2 openings and 1 application, and 1 person that wished to serve another term. So Peggy Spade was the applicant. So all my colleagues determine what they'd like to do here.
This is a tough one. George Butler, who's been on there forever, but we do have a tenure policy, and I know George would love to stay on this as well, but with our policy for 10 years and we have the openings, I think it's probably right that we appoint the one that applied and the one that requested to stay on. That has not been for 10 years.
Right.
I'll let Renee make a motion.
Okay, so I'll make a motion to appoint Peggy Spade to Pioneer Cemetery Commission and to reappoint Kurt Groen.
I will second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Yes. I'd like to thank George, and I would ask him to reapply again now that 10 years can start over. I know he's been a great asset to that board.
He's done a lot of work himself.
And it really is tough to pull him off of there. But our policy is what it is right now.
And that's something we've talked about reviewing in the near future, because finding people that want to serve is tough enough, and then people that actually want to engage and be invested in these boards and commissions can be difficult. So I think it's something we definitely need to look at going forward.
I agree.
And I hope George still stays in with this group.
Stays active, yeah.
Active, yeah.
Okay, hearing no more discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next is the Greenbelt Home Care Board. Or actually, excuse me, no.
I was gonna say, that must have been added.
And Angela, we don't need to do anything with the magistrate appointing commission since we already did that.
No, the next on the agenda is the compensation board.
Commissioner.
So the compensation board, this is our or this person, I believe both of them will be up in July.
Correct.
And if we need to reappoint, we can either do it as today or anytime. I would prefer moving that to next week's agenda.
Okay, and I know Jolene has communicated who she wants serving, and the sheriff has communicated who he wants serving, so.
Or we move today.
Yeah, it's on today. Renee,
I would prefer that we delay it.
okay, sounds good. You want to make a motion to table it, Renee?
Yes, I'll make a motion to table our compensation board appointment.
I'll second.
All right, I have a motion, a second, any discussion?
It'll be on next week.
Sound good?
Could be.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, next I have is the appointment of the weed commissioner.
Paul Martin, right? And make a motion to approve Paul Martin.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next I have is the appointment to the Prairie Rivers of Iowa Resource Conservation and Development Board.
Are you currently on that,
No.
BJ?
Eric Nielsen.
Eric Nielsen.
Oh, Eric. That's right.
I'll make a motion to reappoint Eric Nielsen.
I'll second it.
Okay, a motion and a second, any discussion?
He hasn't contacted us, but until he does,
Yeah.
I'll leave him on there. Unless somebody else.
And we haven't had anybody else interested, so.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. All right, next we'll go through the Township Trustees. There are a couple that we are still searching for, I think just one actually. So the first I have is Alden Township Trustees. I have Royal Duncan and Nick Shute interested in the 4-year terms.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to appoint the Royal Duncan and Nick Shute to the Alden Township Trustees.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next would be the Clay Township Trustees. Dwight Schumann and Scott Niederhoff are currently listed.
I'll make a motion to appoint Dwight Schuneman, Scott Niederhoff, to Clay Township Trustees.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second, any discussion?
These are all beginning January 2nd, ending 2021, 2-year terms, 4-year terms.
Correct.
Beginning January 2021 for the 4-year term.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next, Concord Township Trustees.
We have one, that's one we're still looking for in that area. Milo Nelson is currently on that, and I would make a motion to reappoint Milo for Concord Township Trustee.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second, discussion.
We need to find one more.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next is Eldora Township Trustees.
Kurt Crosser's been approached. Gary Butler was the current one. He lives in town, can no longer serve as a trustee, and that is what is happening in some of these. These people moved to town and can no longer be trustees. Scott Allenson was another one that was in Alden Township. But Kurt's been reached out to. I believe he said yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I'd make a motion to appoint Kurt Crosser and Chuck Walters to Eldora Township Trustee.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next is Ellis Township Trustees.
Make a motion to appoint Harold Barr and Greg Gilbert.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next, Etna Township Trustees. We had one vacancy. Currently, Bill Eibling serves, and Paul Williams expressed interest in the Etna Township Trustee position.
I'll make a motion to appoint Bill Eibling and Paul Williams to the Township Trustees.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Next, would be the appointment of Grant Township Trustees.
I'll make a motion to approve Dallas Knudsen and Leonard Penny to Grant Township trustee.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next would be appointment to the Hardin Township Trustees.
I'll make a motion for Curtis Kelsey and David Jensen, Hardin Township trustee.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next would be Jackson Township Trustees.
I'll make a motion for Mike Reed and Mike Rawl to Jackson Township trustee.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Yes, so it was reached out to me and a person was interested, like any of these, if people are interested in being trustees, to reach out to us and we can see what fits, to see if anybody wants to continue staying in. Craig Froning was reached out to and was okay with that. With any of these township trustees, I just want to bring it up that reach out to us, otherwise we have to fill vacancies. And we have to fill them if they move out of the township themselves.
Yeah, and that kind of goes for the clerk positions too. It's better to have kind of a running list of people that would be interested in serving rather than having to scramble and find somebody later.
Yes.
If you're interested, please contact the supervisors or the auditor's office and they'll put a note in the township file. So, you know, if something happens, we always have a pool of qualified, interested individuals. With no more discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next is Pleasant Township Trustees.
I'll make a motion for Sandy Williams and Stan Granville for Pleasant Township trustee.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next is Providence Township Trustees.
I'll make a motion for Slade Ferris and Marv Williams.
Second.
Okay, a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The next appointment would be for the Sherman Township Trustees.
I'll make a motion for Lynn Holochek and Charlie Rangy, Sherman Township.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The next list of appointees would be for the Tipton Township Trustees.
I'll make a motion for Mark Granzo and Isaac Knudsen.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Yes, this is another one where the other trustee had moved to town and we need to fill that void.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next appointment for Township Trustees would be for the Union Township Trustees.
I'll make a motion for Ron Galloway and Jerry Rash, Union Township trustees.
And I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next would be to set the date and time for the regularly scheduled Hardin County Board of Supervisors meetings.
I make a motion to set Wednesdays at 9 a.m. for the regular board meetings.
I will second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next is the appointment and approval of medical examiner service agreements with Dr. Curtis Lawson.
Make a motion to appoint or to approve the medical examiner services agreement with Dr. O'Loughlin.
I will second that.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. The next would be to approve the medical examiner investigator service agreements with the following medical death investigators. Marla Williams.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
So on these forms, it says expenses will be reimbursed for certain items based on approval by the board not to exceed $50 per investigation. Okay, I don't see where it says how much we're paying for these.
Right now, the case is $250.
$250.
And yeah.
And is that something that we wanted to talk about?
that's something that if you choose to make put that in a motion, we can definitely debate that or discuss it.
I would like to see that increase myself.
So as we do these next three, do we want to put a dollar amount to each one of these?
I believe we can do that, or you can set a single dollar amount that would cover. I'm just going to list off who the medical death investigators are for the county real quick. So Marla Williams, Eric Eugenio, and Thomas Creighton. And the current case rate is $250 per case.
I will make a motion to approve Thomas Creighton, Eric Eugenio, and Marla Williams and increase it to $275.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion and a second. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. The next item is Resolution 2021-01. It's a resolution naming depositories as per Iowa Code Section 12C.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution naming depositories as per Iowa Code Section 12C as presented by County Treasurer Michelle Eichmeyer.
I will second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Angela, roll call.
Renee,
Aye.
Lance,
Aye.
BJ,
Aye. Next, we have the resolution or investment policy to approve. It's in the packets and was published online.
I'll make a motion to approve the investment policy, also presented by County Treasurer Michelle Eichmeyer.
I will second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next item I have is the Hardin County Embargo Resolution presented by Hardin County Engineer Taylor Wall.
I'll make a motion to approve the Hardin County Embargo Resolution.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? It is Resolution 2021-0. Let's see here. Actually, you know what the resolution number is on that one?
it would be 02.
2021-02. Hearing no discussion, roll call, Angela.
Lance.
Aye.
Renee.
Aye.
BJ.
Aye. The next item we have is a resolution 2021-03 for the resolution for temporary road closures.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2021-03, the resolution for temporary road closures.
I will second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, Angela, roll call, please.
Renee.
Aye.
Lance.
Aye.
BJ.
Aye. Motion carries. Taylor, any utility permits, secondary road report?
We had to close the Gifford Bridge today. The contractor's coming in to grind that bump. So it should be closed about now, and it should just take a couple hours.
All right.
So, yeah, that's about it.
Snow removal operations went well?
Yeah. Yep.
Great.
Just a bump in the road, huh?
Yep.
Oh, we got jokes for the new year.
All right. Next item I have is the Iowa DOT Title VI Non-Discrimination Agreement.
I will make a motion to approve the Title VI non-discrimination agreement with the Iowa Department of Transportation and Hardin County.
I will second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The next item for consideration is the county mileage rate reimbursement.
This is something that we haven't changed in a while. I know we've set a rate and it just sits there for a while. I'm probably one of the least involved in this because I have a hard time turning my mileage in anyway. But I think it'd be easier to just set the rate based on the state's rate. So if that moves up and down, I don't know if they do it quarterly, monthly, annually, but we can move with them as it goes up and down.
Sure, then we don't have to worry about it
And then,
falling behind like we normally do.
yeah. Okay, what do you guys feel?
I know you asked me to check into this. So currently the state rate is 39 cents per mile. And the federal rate for this locale is 56 cents per mile. I'm not sure why there's such a gap in that. One thing I was going to ask, I know Attorney Galloway has been out of the office. I was wondering if we could research and find out why there's such a discrepancy in what other counties are or aren't doing and revisit this in coming weeks.
Yeah, I would
This
agree.
seems like a huge gap, and I would like to have some type of explanation.
We're kind of halfway in between.
Yeah.
So,
And I think Iowa used to be higher because we were below Iowa's rate at one time, and now we're above it.
Right.
So I don't know why they moved down so hard either.
I know the auditor's office used to be, I think you still have that capability to do surveys across the state with all the other auditors to find out what they're currently paying. So I would make a motion to table this for this week and maybe until we can get some further
Some
information.
good data.
I will second.
Okay. I have a motion, a second to table the county mileage rate reimbursement at this point. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next, I have 2 tax abatement orders from Treasurer Eichmeyer.
I will make a motion to approve the tax abatement order number 5927 in Providence Township, Eldora, New Providence School District, as presented.
I will second.
I have a motion, a second. Any discussion?
Family
Michelle?
farm credit wasn't applied.
Right. Okay. If there's no more discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Then I would also make a motion to approve tax abatement order 5928, also in Providence Township, New Providence School District. Also, farm credit wasn't applied.
I will second.
Okay. I have a motion, a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next, I'll ask Emergency Management Coordinator Creighton. You have the floor, sir.
Yeah, excuse me. Currently, Rocky and Medicap Pharmacy are up at Iowa Falls EMS doing a vaccination clinic. That clinic was opened up to the EMS providers at Iowa Falls and the surrounding EMS providers. As far as Alden, Buckeye, it was actually sent out to everybody, but we made it intentional to get Ackley, Alden, Buckeye into that north one. And then because it's being split up, because CDC guidelines set and our operations team had recommended that not everybody in an agency get vaccinated the same day, to put those about a week apart. There will be a second one. There'll be more coming, and we're still in phase 1A. So we're still discussing how to continue with our limited supply and each of the levels that are in that 1A. So it'll be moving down from the first line providers. Hanson Family was also doing a vaccination clinic last week. I'm not sure how many they did. Other than that, we will be letting the public know as soon as we get more information of when we start to do public and more vaccine is available. But currently we're still working on our 1A frontline healthcare providers.
Okay. And Thomas, for the public, what's the best source of getting the information when vaccines available, the population that's being targeted? Is that checking with Greenbelt Home Care and watching for their official press releases? I don't think anybody's going to miss the boat because I think our PIO skills are above average. And so I think we're getting a clear, concise, timely message out, but everybody should pay attention to our local newspapers and the official Facebook page of Greenbelt Home Care, correct?
Yes. And then in addition to that, I will share whatever Greenbelt Home Care puts out. It should be on my page. And again, Rocky is really good about putting those press releases out to the newspaper. And then I try to forward those press releases out to the staff, all of the county staff, to the fire departments and EMS and the 911 board. So multiple people get that information.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Thomas. Any update on any of the derecho, FEMA work, any of the reimbursements or anything like that, Thomas?
No, that's still all in process. The last I understood, Witten had turned in their last information that's available. I don't know if they have actually burned their pile yet and started the process of hauling ash out. The city of Union is still working on cutting down the trunks and getting their burn pile taken care of, but their contractor was wanting to wait until it froze. So I'm sure they'll be working on it in the very near future here. But everything that I know so far is that all of them have been working with FEMA and have regular weekly calls with FEMA on their progress once a week.
Great. Lance, Renee, any questions?
Me.
Okay. And I encourage the public, if you have questions, comments, concerns, please email Thomas or Rocky. They're very good about getting back to people as well. So thank you, Thomas.
You're welcome.
All right. And the next thing, we'll have a public comment. I'm going to ask Michael just hold off 1 second, just as the friendly New Year reminder. I wanted to read and just memorialize the public comment policy that was approved on July 1st, 2009. So this was signed by Jim Johnson, Irv Miller, and Ed Bear, quite a few years ago. But we haven't done anything to revise this. Not saying that we can't in the future, but I wanted to read it just to make sure that the public is aware that we do have a policy in place and we're following the policy. So item 1, the public comment section of the agenda is your opportunity to address items not on the agenda. A speaker may speak to one issue per meeting for a maximum of 3 minutes. Official action cannot be taken by the board at that time, but may be placed on a future agenda or referred to the appropriate department. Keep items germane and refrain from personal or slanderous remarks. The public may address any item on the agenda after recognition by the chair. State your name, address, and group affiliation if appropriate. You may speak one time for a maximum of 3 minutes, and this was adopted the first day of July 2009. So with that being said, Michael, please allow people to unmute themselves.
I have a quick question for Thomas.
Oh, I'm sorry, Carrie.
No, you're fine, if that's all right. I mean, nobody else.
Go ahead.
Hey, Thomas, if you're on, my name's Carrie Calloway. I live at 905 9th Avenue here in Eldora. Just a quick question. Has anybody received the second dose of the vaccine yet in Hardin County, or are we still on first round?
We are still on first round because the limit was, there was a limit on it, and we will be meeting at 1 o'clock today for our operations meeting. I'll find out if more vaccine is anticipated in the county or what that timeline is. Initially, they said it would be every week, but I know that has not happened.
Yeah, that was my question. So we're still, of the original 600 we got, we still have some remaining of that allocation that we're getting people in the first round vaccinations. That's where we're at right now.
Yes.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Good question, Terry. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It paints a good timeline as to what the public is expecting and
well, I know there's
been
some discrepancy lately about the time between first and second with Pfizer versus Moderna.
Yep.
And I know there's also been some concern and some conspiracy theorists out there trying to raise concern that the allocations are not coming for that second dose. And it's silly to make Rocky and Thomas have to address that, but you know, just to help people understand that it is still in progress and things are changing and flowing as it goes.
Yep, absolutely.
BJ, can I address that again, please?
Absolutely, Thomas.
So we don't, if you signed up for the CDC's vaccine, the V-Safe, you will get a reminder when that date is up, and we were assured that we will have the vaccines again at that 21 or 22 days out. We were assured that we will have that vaccine. Right now, the problem is in them trying to get it across the country and trying to meet the supply demands across the country. So our first line, we know we will get them vaccinated, and we will have our second round of vaccine in. But as far as when we're able to expand, we don't know that yet, and neither does the state.
Sounds good. I appreciate the clarification, Thomas. Okay, any other public comment?
Yeah, yes, I was wondering about, you talked about the mileage rate. I was wondering if we had county vehicles for you guys to take, and then you could go get like gas receipts and turn them in, and that way have turn them in, and the gas receipts could be paid for by the auditor.
Ask the speaker to follow the policy and state your name and address, please.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Pauline, you want to state your name and address for the record, please?
Oh, Pauline Lloyd, 29313 W Avenue, Union, Iowa, 50258.
Okay. All right, I will let, I'll give my information first, Pauline. So the county, we have one vehicle that is available for departmental use. Work truck. So that one would be available to the public, and when there's been meetings where two employees, right, not to the public, sorry, that vehicle is available for use, and there are some county employees that will use that, especially if it's needing to bring materials back to the county from somewhere, or if there's multiple people that are going to a meeting, it is available. But at the same time, we have to be aware that our facilities manager is in need of a vehicle to move materials and to pull trailers and stuff like that. So we're very cognitive and aware of that, and try to make use of that when possible.
So some departments have their own vehicles. Obviously, they would take those. If it's an overnight stay, that would be the conflict with using Joey's vehicle, that pickup. I use Joey's pickup quite often. Not this year, obviously, since my meetings are all by Zoom, but I try to stay away from driving my own if I can, because it is available, but we have to be back by a certain time. Engineer's office, conservation, Jess's office. sanitary, and they have mental health. They all have their own vehicles, and they do take those. Sometimes they do take those overnight because they're the only person using it. I try to promote a county vehicle any chance you can.
I know personally, I prefer driving my own car, especially in the winter, because I know how it reacts on ice and snow if the weather turns that way. And when I go to meetings, if I'm out of town, I might do some personal errands while I'm, like if I'm in Des Moines, I might run some personal errands while I'm there, and you can't do that with a county vehicle. So I have driven my own. Sometimes I turn in mileage, and anything I do within the county, I don't even turn in mileage. So I think it kind of washes out myself.
And sometimes I don't report to the courthouse first, and I drive my own.
Right.
Correct. But if I am carpooling, I try to use the county.
Okay. Any other public comment?
Yes, I still do have one. Lance, today, I don't know if your microphone's not working as well, but today we could hear you like at the beginning, but then when you got kind of toward the end of your sentence, you kind of really got like real soft and couldn't hear toward the end of your sentence. I don't know if your voice just dropped off or what, but couldn't hear you at the end of what your sentence, at the end of your sentence, couldn't hear what you were saying.
It could be the angle I'm talking. I have a shield between me and the microphone, but at the end of what I stated was that if I don't report to the courthouse first, or if I'm not carpooling, sometimes I do drive my own vehicle.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. Yes, I got that, but I mean in the rest of the meeting, like up above when you were naming like board people to the you know, stuff like the zoning commission and, you know, all of that part. I could not hear you like with names and stuff like that. I didn't get any of that, hardly.
Maybe we'll switch places and I'll put him right in the middle here, right in front of the microphone, and I'll sit over there. I don't think anybody usually hearing me.
Yeah, don't have any trouble hearing you, Renee. Just did Lance at the end. He kind of just dropped off and I didn't hear him during that.
I'll review the minutes and you can get those names.
Okay, thank you.
All right. There are no other public comments. Other business, Lance?
Yes, it's been brought up a few times to work on changing the county policies for the 10-year limits, term limits.
On boards and commissions, correct?
Yep, and I would just like to bring that up again.
Okay.
To sometime be put on the agenda. It doesn't have to be on anytime soon. Obviously, we have a year now.
Right, I agree.
Yeah. I think it's just like I'll reiterate, it's getting tougher to find people that want to engage and do these, be engaged on these boards and commissions. And so I almost feel like we're penalizing them at some point, and we need to, you know, keep the willing participants, engaged participants engaged.
And I think another important thing is with township trustees. And since that policy has been passed, I believe all but one township is now appointed by the board. There was probably only one township that was appointed by the board when that policy passed. Right. So I think it needs to be the engagement of those people as well as how they want to be put on these as township trustees. Yeah.
Renee, anything for the greater good on business?
Nothing right now. I don't think of.
I just know last week that it was brought up that by a member of the public that we need to promote, you know, better health and well-being, especially when it relates to COVID. And one of those things that I think we can really look at is starting the new year. Everybody's got those resolutions. They're going to go to the gym. They're going to do all these other things. I agree. We need to promote self-care. We need to be supportive of our friends that are going to make lifestyle, dietary changes. And so one of the things that you see with COVID and any influenza or respiratory illness is, use of tobacco products is a big indicator. And so I know a lot of people use the first of the year to start smoking cessation. And I encourage you, if you have a friend, a loved one, a relative, please be encouraging, be supportive, and know that, Free Belt Home Care will help you with that. They have the Quitline, Iowa information. And so, make 2021, as good as it can be for you. And take those matters, into your own hands. So that's my weekly
health tips with BJ.
Yeah, public service.
I like it.
So, yep. If there's nothing else, I will ask for adjournment or recess.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
And I will second.
I have a motion to second. Any discussion? I have one thing, kind of other business. I do appreciate everybody's willingness to serve. We're reminded a couple times a year how, when we go through these lists, and sometimes it's like herding cats, but it does make a difference. It makes Hardin County what it is. So I appreciate that. With nothing else, all those in favor of adjournment say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned. Thank